Yes.
Podnutz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start streaming here. Start streaming. Okay, says we are live streaming. Close that. And now I'm going to post it there. Suggestions. I will call it a suggestion. I will paste it there. Paste it there. And I will, if it works, which of course it didn't, that doesn't make me mad at all. Makes me happy.
Well, we're getting our taxes done super early this year.
Oh, same here. Ours are already filed.
Yeah, I just dropped off my paperwork to my preparer yesterday.
Yeah, the wife is a bit, a good way, rambunctious about. Get them done now. Get them done now.
Yeah, well, employers are actually just getting on top of it and getting them to everybody digitally. Like my wife got her physical W-2s in the mail like to go.
Wow,
It's just like so.
that's really quick.
Rounded them up, took them down there.
Yeah, I have my blue so vague to get my green screen working. Look at the difference between my background and your shirt, and it should look completely different. You know, they're both blue, but they're not even close to being the same blue.
You remember I'm colorblind, right?
Oh, I didn't think you're that colorblind. But you can you see the difference? Can you at least see a shade? Because this looks dark to me, and your shirt looks very light.
Yeah, that looks darker than this. That I
Right.
understand, but
on the green screen effect, it's working on your shirt even. That's how vague I have to put it.
oh, got it. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and
I'm
launch
trying
your.
to smack my lips.
Oh, Jesus, relax.
Right.
Go ahead and start your Audacity. Ready?
Check. Well, yeah, I guess the taps peaking don't matter because I'm not going to go.
Right.
I'm not going to tap.
Oh yeah, tap should always peak.
Okay. Let me situate a couple things. Give me 60 seconds. Nope, I don't need you.
Now should I start counting down to be really anal?
You can do whatever you want. I just may not respond to it, and you're going to have to deal with that.
Define may, because I'm thinking you're not. It's kind of absolute.
There you go. Yeah. Whenever I've had a threat of imposed pressure, I almost dare it. And I say, but there will be consequences.
Exactly. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I took off work today. You're going in overnight. Polar opposite.
Yeah.
Polar opposite.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in. You'll probably get there like 1 a.m. I'll go home at 6 p.m.
You know, there's laws against consecutive hours working.
Not in Oregon.
You sure? I'm pretty sure it's federal.
Yeah. Not if you're salary.
Well, no, you have to. You are at least entitled to for that many hours. I believe it's 2 1-hour breaks.
Oh yeah, no. I'll have breaks. That's not an issue. I'm not worried about going straight through. Yeah, in fact, at 7 a.m. I'll probably go pick up my dad at his house down the road and go take him to breakfast, and then I just need to be back by 9. Yeah, it's never straight through. Oh my god,
That's a very good break.
Yeah, no way.
Okay, so you ready?
Yeah, let me. Okay, I'm good now.
Okay, go ahead and hit record in 3, 2, 1. Record, and I believe that my bookmarks are not working in Audacity either.
Ooh.
For some reason now, when I hit Control B, mark at the beginning of the file. Kind of pointless, considering I need the bookmark to be where I hit it.
Isn't it Control M?
No, is it? God,
It's
it is. Okay. Why did I think B? I'm thinking B for bookmark.
Well, you being the elder, I expect you to be rusty. You had them programmed. You had that keystroke programmed into your previous
You're
pair of
right.
glasses.
No. There you go. Under tracks, add label at selection, Control B. Add label at playback position, Control M. So good looking out, brother.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna start
It's
the
195?
local 195. Yes.
5, all right.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna start the local video recording here in a second.
Okay. Hello and welcome to Linux for the Rest of Us, episode 195. This is a show about all things Linux, whether it's hardware, software, or whatever tickles our Linux fancy. And by we, I mean myself, Cody Cooper, aka Super Coop, and I'm here once again with my good friend, the Door-to-Door-Geek, Stephen McLaughlin. Door, how's it going?
Mr. Cooper, once again, always a pleasure to sit down and chat with you. I hope your week has been going well.
It's been going pretty good. I'm just counting down the days of Street Fighter 5, man. I watched probably 5 hours of tournament footage yesterday, or listened/watched, and then I watched a couple today. I'll have my new arcade stick on Friday. It's Fight Stick Fridays.
Another stick.
Dude, yeah. Well, on the PS4, you can't use previous generation sticks unless you have a special converter box, which some of them are and some of them are not tournament legal. And I sold I sold a stick and I sold some other stuff to get the money to pay for the new one. And then yeah, I could I'll do another Fight Stick update next week because if I keep talking, it's gonna be 20 minutes and I have to change the name of the show.
I just gotta say, I love how serious you are about your Street Fighter, and I'm not saying that sarcastically because you gotta have passions.
You do. It's I mean, here's the thing. I've been playing it now for 24 years.
And you're still learning stuff when you're playing.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm not a beginner, but I'm like intermediate and I struggle when I take time off. But yeah, there's a lot to it and it's very rewarding and it's fun. I don't have any aspirations to be a tournament player. I mean, I would play in the tournament just to have fun and be around the community. We have a really good community in the town that I work in, right by the University of Oregon. Some good barcades that host tournaments, and of course, with the new game coming out, it's going to be even bigger. And yeah, I'm very excited because if you I the life cycle for the previous game was almost 8 years, and now it's like the reset button with a new title. So now I'm looking forward to a new life cycle with a new game, and yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Can I ask, what are you gonna do when one of your sons turns to you and say, "Street Fighter's stupid,"
I'm gonna deport him to Canada.
because you know it's gonna happen. You know, every kid gets that rebellious thing where they're going to, no matter what it doesn't matter what it is, they're gonna turn to you and say, "Stupid," partially just to see your reaction.
I'm gonna deport him to Canada. He can go up there and learn how to be polite, and then come back.
Hey,
And
planning is half of it.
right, yeah. Luckily, they both shown interest in games already, and my oldest already knows who Ryu is, and he knows that he's daddy's favorite.
Well, first off, if a child does not show an interest in video games, I question that child's sanity,
Yeah,
because they're
either
video
that or
games.
they're already mentally advanced to the point where they don't, or they've already mastered game theory in their head, and they think that we're wasting our time.
Well, then they need to start doing a YouTube series, is all I'm saying.
That's right.
And I want to just remind people again, never forget who in a company is looking out for you and who is doing things for your benefit. And the one that comes to my mind every time I think of that is thinkpenguin.com. If you want to look at their categories, go ahead, see what you see. If there's something there you think that you like, but you would like to save a couple bucks, don't hesitate, ping me, and I will shoot you a coupon code. And I only ask, if you do not use it, please send it back to me so I can share it with somebody else.
Yes, yes, especially with tax time coming up, if you're getting a tax return, and you're looking to get some new gear, they do offer other things than just actual computers. For instance, they have the Libre CNC router, which is a 802.11n router, running, I believe, a modified version of OpenWRT.
I believe.
Yeah, but, I'm just getting into kind of, flashing a custom firmware and playing with some of the routers I have here, and I'm looking at this, and just going to the site and investigating that, and then, of course, getting updated on all of the free Wi-Fi stuff, save Wi-Fi, excuse me, that's going on. Very, very good read. So I would urge you to at least go check out the website and check out that device, because and the rest of your catalog, because there might be something in there that would fit a need of yours. And them being such a great supporter of the community, it would be great if you are in the market for something that they offer, that you support the community by supporting them in return.
Absolutely, absolutely, and, we do actually have a voicemail. Not a lot of Podnutz shows get voicemails, but I encourage you guys, 7076 Podnutz, send in your voicemail. As long as it's not a telemarketer or like a, call hang up, we will play it.
Yeah, don't call me if I want a free cruise, or if you want to review my long distance calling plan with me, or if you have an updated credit card processing machine that you need to speak to me about. You can just not call.
Exactly. And, here's that voicemail.
Really great to hear you guys again. Welcome back. It's good to hear you. Take care. Bye.
Thank you for the kind words. Yeah, that is it. We don't even know who sent it unless we
Hey,
call the number back. I honestly thought of calling the number back, because either they're gonna be blown away that I called them back, or they're gonna be creeped out.
maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah.
And I will say, Cody always encourages people short, concise messages. While I do respect that, it's not mandatory. Um, a voicemail is a voicemail. I'll take right now any I can get. But I definitely want to thank him for his message. Him, whoever he is, and him, whoever he is he's if he's ever at a conference, I will happily buy him a beverage of his choice.
Oh, yeah, this person followed directions, that's great. Yeah, but if you're gonna call, please at least let us know who you are, so we can give you a little shout out on the show. Speaking of shout out on the show, who was it last week? Of course, I didn't have this planned. Well, I'm gonna do it anyway. I didn't have this planned, but I spoke about an email I got last week
Mhm.
from Scott. Yeah, Scott Schuster. Yeah, that's who it was. And his response was pretty funny. He's like, "You're alive. Heard the cast today via Stitcher. Big smile upon hearing my name on the radio. Things are going to start happening to me now. Promise to write more Linux posts and promote you guys on my blog." And he actually sent a link to his blog, which is 24hourpotatomachine.com. Wow, I need to go there. That sounds like a I love potatoes, and if I can get them all day, I just will. Also, he said, "So glad you're back. I was relegated to listening to Drupal podcasts that had me nearly suicidal. I'm saved." Yeah, wow. Uh, I tried to listen to Drupal and WordPress podcasts a few years ago, and it was just too. I was trying to listen to them casually, like at work, and it was just too dry. I think I need to like listen to it while I'm in front of the interface to do anything, to have it soak in. So I sympathize with him.
Yeah, I will say I've tried to listen to more than a couple web developer podcasts, and they're all unusually dry, and dry, I think, is the right word. But most of them seem like nice guys. The one I'm listening to right now is Your Website Engineer, Dustin something something, where he got hired by Automatic, so he now works for WordPress. A really good show. He's a really smart guy, but yes, he needs to either drink before the podcast or have other people on, I think, to make it a little bit more engaging.
I wonder what it would be like to ingest alcohol during a show.
I don't know, since you forgot to buy beer today.
I don't know. Yeah, I know. Thanks for reminding me, Dora.
No problem. That's what I'm here for. Okay. First link that we have here, just one of those things I really want people to be aware of in the future. I think this is only going to become more and more popular. It's Git, Git. Git is a file revisioning system. That's really what it comes down to. So any and every time you save a file, it creates another vision in the database, and then you can fork and merge them. This is the backbone of the Linux kernel. This is how everything gets done. But at the same token, you can use this yourself at your house. You can have a Git server, for instance, for all your tax documents, or for your budget plan, or for anything that you would like to keep a history of. You can use Git. Or even if you want, you can you can have a free hosted account on either GitHub, or you can pay for one on Gitorious. I think to have it private on GitHub, you have to pay, and on Gitorious, you pay for your account so you can mark it private. Git is a great little utility. I do have another Pi device sitting around, and I've really been toying with the idea of putting a Git server on it for some sort of documents that I think I might need a history of right now. I don't know what those documents are, but I think it would be cool to do. And this link is from mostlikers.com. Horrible name. And it's Git tutorial how to configure Git. Looks really cool. Looks really plain English too, which I gotta say I need. So this is a really cool um, insight if you want to start to learn Git.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to check this out. I haven't used it at all. I've always heard it being referenced, as an organizational tool of sorts, and I think I have something that would fit a proper Git utilization project. So I'll check this out and report back.
Right. And the thing I'll throw in there as a sideline curveball, if you are a Visual Studio developer, develop in Visual Studio, and your place of work or business or organization or whatever project is looking at getting on Team Foundation server, which is a task management tool for teams of people, the backbone suggested by Microsoft to use for that is Git. So learn it now before you have to if you are a developer, because while Linux is winning, Git has already crushed. Git is the best file versioning tool, period, bar none. Nothing even comes close.
Hmm. Oh, good to know.
Yeah. And if Microsoft options for it, they almost had no choice to.
Right. Very good point there.
Yeah. Okay. Now this next one is a PDF editor. Now, I despise everything about PDF, partially because when people think PDF, they think it's a uneditable source. That's why you post it online. To think
Hmm.
something is uneditable digitally is kind of ridiculous. Of course, it's editable. Um, and for people who think it's more secure, once again, I ask, what are you drinking? Adobe is the number one vector for
Right.
infections onto Windows computers. But with all that said, I got this link, I believe, from Josh Knucklehead Tech. And I'm always asked, and by always asked, at least once or twice a year, somebody asks me, what's a good PDF editor in Linux? And my typical response is, don't edit a PDF, edit in LibreOffice and export to PDF, because I can't find a really good PDF editor in Linux. I heard very high praise about this one. This is at code-industry.net, and it's called Master PDF Editor. And with a name like Master PDF Editor, you got a lot to live up to. But I heard very good things about it.
Yeah, I can imagine. Hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I very rarely deal in PDF anymore. But yeah. You're right to think that. Oh well, if it's in PDF format, it's got to be locked. There's no way to like change it, right? Oh come on.
Right, and I see now you can download it for free, use it for free, but you will get watermarks in your PDF, so you can option to purchase it. Um, looks like 49 bucks. Not sure, but I believe if I remember, my buddy said it was a lifetime fee, which is good and bad. Means it's cheaper for me, but how does a company expect to get ongoing monies? You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, to a certain degree, I'm almost starting to, oh man, I'm almost starting to agree with companies leasing software just so they continuously get money, so they have a reason to continuously develop. Um,
Yeah, they have to explore alternative, revenue sources because I mean, you make a good point. If they're selling us, an all-in-one comprehensive tool that's going to meet all of our PDF editing needs, they get their money out of me, and then I never have to talk to them again. So it's finding that middle ground between only getting the one payoff from the customer and then at the other end of the spectrum, offering updates in the new version at such a pace to where they need to keep up and either pay subscription model or buy multiple versions a year. That's just a blatant abuse. So there has to be a middle ground somewhere there where it's advantageous to the company and to the consumer.
right, and dare I say, I really don't want people to nickel and dime me with add-ons and plugins and extras, dare I say, like DLC that has been happening in the video game world or in the Android mobile market with the constant ongoing micropayments things. I don't like either of those structures. I'll much rather have a reoccurring annually or something like that, larger number, just so I know I'm invested with this for X amount of time, and I know they're invested with this for X amount of time. Because once in a while, I do expect companies to just say, "Look, I want to move on to doing something else, but for this next year, we're going to be doing this, and then we can go away." At least I hope that's the way they would handle it.
Hmm. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Or they bundle it in with another suite of products and give you a discount if you'd already bought it. Trying to be a comprehensive toolkit rather than just a tool.
Yep, exactly. Okay, now this next one here, I'm not gonna lie, I have kind of mixed emotions about this one. Um, and I would pronounce this Nayu OS, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man, I can't believe you agree with me on that. Okay. If you buy a Chromebook, you buy a Chromebook because of certain reasons. Some of the reasons people like buying into the Chromebook ecosystem is that you can sync everything across every computer using Chrome. So all your bookmarks can stay the same, all your saved passwords and the like can just automatically happen. This is a re replacement operating system for Chromebooks based upon Chromium. So what its goal is, that from what I gather, is to take out all of the Google code. So Google, as they would, I'm sure, put it, so Google can't spy on you.
Hmm.
But I'm sure you lose all the syncing between everything. Um, but I'm also kind of thinking you are possibly getting a more secure OS. Um, I feel very mixed about this. I love the fact that somebody's doing it. I'm just not completely positive it's for somebody like me.
Well, let's weigh the options here just really quick because I'm going to make an assumption about you knowing that the answer is yes. But have you become reliant and just as a normal user? I mean, forget the podcasting and everything, but reliant upon multiple Google services.
Multiple, of course, yes,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
Google.com is my search engine.
right,
Every time I try to move away, I can't.
right.
And then for multiple, you just need one other. And the obvious one, because of a podcaster, is I like the service that I get using FeedBurner.
Hmm.
But of course, I'm the sucker that uses Google Mail, so I'm in that verse as well.
Yep.
But there's really, and right now we are using Google Docs for our note taking.
Yes.
So yes, but
Yeah.
I can still see the value with this. If I had a Chromebook, I would probably try to put this on it just to see what it's like. But
Oh,
I but
me
but
too.
but I like wouldn't expect a performance increase per se. It would just be the moral justification reason for doing it, I guess.
It's more like imagine back in the day, loading signage and mod onto your phone. It's
Yes,
it's it's almost like an alternative ROM. But the point I was trying to make about us and not necessarily you, because I'm not trying to pitch this to you, but think about the old adage, you have all your eggs in one basket. Yes, I don't think Google's going away anytime soon. Obviously, they kill services off when they want to, and that's just going to happen. But the likelihood of them killing off everything that we're relying on tomorrow, let alone in a year or 5 years from now, is probably pretty slim. But really think about this as I was thinking about this earlier, and I read it. I think I saw a link to it last week. I was like, how reliant am I on it? And you've seen articles from there was a PC Magazine editor. Is it PC Magazine? I've seen 2 or 3 articles. Brian Lundruck wrote one of them, about like sort of a kicking the Google habit for 30 days, going without any sort of Google product use for a month. And of course, there are alternatives out there, but it really does make you think. Is there something else out there that I could be using that brings me more security, more control, that still lets me get everything that I need to do done? And when you think about a good cost-effective, machine, obviously Chromebooks, Chrome boxes, fantastic. I mean, you and I have owned multiple over the years, and I know I'll talk in another show about my C710 later. But having an alternative to throw on there, other than just throwing straight Linux on it, which I've done, it works. This is intriguing to me, and having it built on Chromium OS, even better because it's also it's an alternative that is still going to be user friendly. So like if you were trying to set up a friend or family member with something someone who might be familiar with Chrome OS or just familiar with like a basic Windows user, but they are privacy conscious or security conscious potentially, this would
Mhm.
be a good alternative for them. And I mean, you are talking about the affordability of Chromebooks as it is. If you had an old one that you could pass on to them, or find a pre-owned one somewhere, then this would be a good alternative for them too.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely good to have it, and I kind of understand those guys who say, "I wanna go without Google for 30 days." But if I had them in the same room with me, I would just sit them down and say, and I would play the six-year-old kid role. "Why?" And they would say something, and I would say, "Why?" And then they would say something else, and I would say, "Why?" Because I would wanna know the real reason behind it. I don't Here's the thing, I'm I voluntarily now give Google $10 a month for YouTube Red, so my son sees no ads when he watches Minecraft videos. Um, I'm
Trust me,
also
with the
eh
increase in ads I'm seeing, I'm considering it.
yeah, and now I have Google Play Music All Access. I have everything ever made on audio that I could care about, available to me at the drop of a dime. I'm getting ready to think about paying them $10 a month for Google Contributor, so I see less ads on the internet. Um, I have gone back and forth throughout the years, but right now I'm in the camp. I welcome our new overlords because be, just because company's perfect, I don't expect any company to be perfect. But at the same token, we all are going to have to show faith, show trust in some companies from time to time. And right now, I'm just fine with showing them trust.
Yeah, but at the same time, no, make a conscious decision on the tools that you're using. Don't just
Yes.
go with the herd, because there is choice.
Yes, and
There
that's the
are
whole
choices out there.
and that's the whole reason why I've been mentally toying with the idea of doing that 30-day challenge, just so I can feel, to be quite honest, the pain of not having that convenience factor with using the Google stuff.
Well, hey, I'll throw a challenge out to you. Let's do it together, and then let's do a show or two on it, reporting back.
Okay.
See, he's so nervous.
I'm not gonna say no, but I gotta literally stop and think about it, because that means I can't use Google Now at all for anything.
Yeah, and you
That
are lazy.
Yes, that means I'm going to have to basically disconnect even Google Maps and navigation. See,
Technically, that means we're not going to be able to use our Android phones for a month.
well, hey, no matter what, we have to use it. We can just what we can do. Listen.
What are we going to do?
We have
No.
we have to uninstall or disable as many Google services as possible.
No, because we'll have to survive off of Nokia like N910s.
I don't have no 8, 9, 10, and I'm
Well,
not buying a Windows phone.
We
and I'm
can
not
use
buying
we
an
can,
iOS
we can
device.
use eBay. It's not a Google service. We can use it, and we could pay via PayPal, which is not a Google service, for some Nokia N910s. No, I'm not suggesting anybody. If you want to use a Windows phone, recommend that you use it if you have some papers that are in danger of being blown away by some air, and just set it on top. That's a fantastic use for a Windows phone. If anybody wants to argue that, by all means, Cody at Podnutz.com.
Well, and sailfish is, flapping in the wind, if you will. They're not really doing much.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, though, let's pick a month. It can't be April, though. We can't be on the road. Can you imagine that?
Dude,
Yeah, where are we going? What are we
No.
gonna like? MapQuest. We'll have to.
No, we would have to turn towards Martin and say, "Martin, help us. Martin, search for this on your phone."
We can't just have a satellite person with us going, "Hey, could you
Yes, we can.
press the little microphone? I'll yell at
Yes,
you,
we
and
can.
it'll hear me."
Yes, we can. We can do that. There's nothing in the bylines prohibiting that.
Okay. All right.
But okay, now this Nios OS. Right now, it does support 8 devices, so it's not all devices.
It's a good spread, though. It's a good spread of modern devices. Like the C710 isn't on there, and I'm willing to bet, just from my research on Chromebooks the last couple of years, that those are more modern devices sold in the last 2 or 3 years that also have updated hardware specs, because it doesn't make. And if you think, hypothetically this project was in development for a year,
right?
Let's just say 12, 18 months. It doesn't make sense for them to go back and make a version compatible with a 3-year-old or even 4-year-old Chromebook. It doesn't make sense. Cover it with the models that are out on the market en masse, because that way you have a good install base.
I agree. And what I really like about it is, if you scroll down their main page and if you look at their supported devices, it does support the Chromebook Pixel 2015 even. And what I didn't know is, look at the code name for the Chromebook Pixel 2015. Makes you want to buy it even more.
Man.
And it's called Samus from, the Metroid days. That's cool.
Yeah. Yes. Have you heard of Thick Samus?
Thick? As in like thick hamburger, thick steak?
Yeah.
No, I don't believe I have.
I'm just gonna leave that there. Google it or Lycos it, Yahoo it. Don't do it during the show.
I'm not.
Okay. I'm gonna put that right here, and whatever you want to do with that, you go right ahead.
Well, okay. Next link. This one's from Linux.com, and if you don't know Linux.com, I'm sorry. It's Linux. And really quick mini side rant. I've seen a lot of flaming attitude-driven post, not factual-driven post, about the Linux Foundation, and they're not letting community people give comments for some stuff, where it's like the Linux Foundation is trying to drive the community out of Linux and be as a corporate shill kind of attitude thing.
Well, previously, to expound on that with a little more detail, there were 2 spots on their board of directors, I believe, or some sort of deciding committee, that two of the spots out of multiple were available and to be available for community members, voted for by the community. So we could vote, Door to be a representative for the community on that board of, on that committee. Those are no longer available. So there is no voice of community of the community on that committee anymore.
Right. And I hate to say it like this. If you look at the amount of code being provided by individuals and then the amount of code being supplied by people to the kernel, companies are the insane, overwhelming majority. I honestly think the community members were um, oh, what's the word? There was too many community members per company members on the board to be even or fair. They were overrepresented. That's what I'm looking for.
Mm.
I'm not going to say they should have none, but it wouldn't shock me if 2 was way higher percentage than the people who are doing code. With that said, I do think as long as there's someone like Linus, and because he's not going to be there forever, someone like Linus at the head of the kernel, I don't think those worries are as necessary.
Yeah.
But, that's just me. Okay. It's a link real quick. We've talked about these both in the past. This is an article on Linux.com. 2 outstanding all-in-one Linux servers. Okay. What Linux suffers from versus the Windows world and the Apple world is suites of software. Okay. When it comes to music and media stuff on Apple, you have iTunes. It can meet literally virtually all of your needs. On Windows, you have stuff like Active Directory. It can handle virtually all of your network management needs. On Linux, we don't have a lot of these all-in-one types of tools. So these 2 tools try to be your all-in-one small business to enterprise servers. And the first one on the list is ClearOS. ClearOS used to be called, I believe, Clark Connect. It's a RPM-based server.
Yeah.
And it is the only RPM distribution I've ever ran and not blew up. Okay. Partially because I believe RPM is better as a server distro rather than a desktop distro. And I can tell you when I was running this, I had 0 problems at all. So if you are at all liking RPM stuff and you want a unified solution is the business term to where you can just have one interface to configure SFTP, FTP, print servers, Active Directory style user management, gateways, QoS. I mean, everything you can think of. ClearOS is a very good option. The other server they talk about is I'm trying to pronounce it right. Zential, I believe it is Zential.
Mm-hmm.
Zentyal. Now, this one is a Ubuntu based. So if you're already comfortable with the Ubuntu ecosystem, give this one a shot. Now, I will say ClearOS was already really mature, but it still changed a lot in like the last about year and a half. Zental was not mature like 2 years ago. It is now absurdly mature. It is a really good looking interface, really solid tool set. Both of these, you basically install on a server, then you access the interfaces via a web browser, and you can do almost anything you can think of on a server on either one of these with very little extra training beyond just your core competency of understanding what is SFTP, what is Samba kind of thing.
Yeah. I don't have any experience with either one of them, but I have heard of ClearOS and Clark Connect before.
Yeah, they've been around for many years and they have had many growing pains, if you will, but they came out of it a very strong small business distribution.
Very good. Well, I'm sure that somebody listening has to have some sort of a project that could potentially use either one of them or know someone. So yeah, definitely pass it along.
Yeah. Now, this link I almost put in here almost as like a self troll. I kind of don't like this website. because it's really ad crazy, and it's like one of those back in the day top 10 this, top 5 that listing sites. But honestly, sometimes they have really good lists, and this is on LinuxLinks.com, not to be confused with the Linux Link Tech Show, LinuxLinks.net, where there is, I think, zero gun articles, but I digress. This article is the 42 best free Linux video software. And if you're thinking that's vague, why, yes, it is. Because they try to cover everything from video players, home theater interfaces, editors, video samplers, digital compositing, encoding and conversion, DVD authoring and ripping, media collection managers, and then just generic tools. And on the very bottom of the list, literally OBS, Open Broadcaster Software, which personally I think should be much higher on the list because it is such good software. But this is a really meaty, beefy list that I really do encourage people to check out. I want to apologize to everyone in the chat because for some reason now my Synergy is not copying my clipboard from one page to the other, or else I would put links in there. So I'm blaming someone other than myself, which I think is the American thing to do.
I also want to mention, as far as the tools listed here, that VLC, as of yesterday, February 1st, is officially 15 years old.
That's just crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
Well, what's nuts is for it to be as competent a piece of software for as long as it's been competent, I think is amazing. Because typically, if software like Real or whatever just like
Real
falls
players.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember back in like 2000, 2002, maybe 2003, I was relying on that. I had a separate computer that I would use to play uh, international DVDs that I would order. I was a big, I'm a big Hong Kong action film fan. But the way that DVDs were segregated in the world is that you had different regions. Like region 1 is the United States and Canada, and China is region 3. So I couldn't buy one of their DVDs on the line, have it shipped to me, and just plug it into my normal DVD player and play it. It wouldn't work. And they did that for a multitude of reasons, not necessarily piracy, but anyway. But with so I had a separate DVD drive in my computer at the time that I had locked to region 3, because you could buy certain drives and flip flop back and forth between them, but it was only so many times before it was hard coded to only play DVDs from this one region. And the software that I used to make that happen was VLC, and it was fantastic. So yeah, I hope they go another 15 and beyond.
Very cool. Very cool. And this next one, Cody, comes with a a disclaimer. I'll say I have had a near unnatural attraction, is the word I'm going to use, towards French distributions without even knowing it when I got attracted to them. The first one was the Linux distribution with all the different desktops on it. You could actively switch without logging out.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
High
Bright. Yeah.
Okay. And I used it for years because it just worked, and it just worked really good. And I love the fact that I could switch from GNOME to KDE to XFCE without logging out. To me, that was the perfect all-in-one support multiple distributions distro, if you will. Okay. And then I've been using Voyager for probably about a year on my laptop, and it just works. It's just buttery smooth. I think the desktop is configured in a very friendly fashion. Okay, now this one I've been looking at. It's based on Debian, and it's called Handy Linux, Handy Linux, and its goal is to be, now if I go back to the French site, hopefully, yes, it will ask me to translate, and then it says, where did it say? Oh yeah. This operating system was designed to facilitate access to data to anyone, starting from children to seniors. Okay. That to me is a great goal of a distribution, because simplicity is a super hard niche that a lot of people completely miss. I mean, just completely ridiculously miss, because they want to show you how powerful they are, how pretty they are, how whatever they are. So they really do get in the way. Looking at the video for this, what I love is that um, this distribution does focus on configurability, customizations, but it looks very, I'll say, non-threatening is the way I'll put it. It isn't crazy flashy colors. It's a very simplistic color pattern that you can easily change, of course. But I just like how this looks. So I'm probably going to install this on my Z-Box and give it a go and see how it works. Hopefully during installation, it will ask me what language, or else, well, I might be in a little bit of trouble. But
Right.
I am showing the video now on the video stream, and I gotta say, it looks like it borrows a lot of things from a lot of other distributions, which, dare I say the most sincere form of flattery is, you know, uh, copying. What's the word?
Yeah, it's your your bad memory is contagious.
I'm very
Imitation,
sorry.
imitation, imitation.
Imitation is the fondest form of flattery. So, and there's a lot of things I see that they're basically borrowing from things like Voyager and from other desktops. I'm pretty sure this is a XFCE desktop, which, to be honest, I like. Um, because I still feel that, like, there's less issues with non 3D composited desktops, and by default, XFCE is a non composited desktop. But I had to do a quick diversion because this is not in our notes, and for some reason I do not know why it's not in my notes. At least talk about it, and I'll try to find a link for it, maybe. I don't know if you heard, Cody. Google and Chrome, they are dropping all 32-bit support for Linux. And you know me, you know how I was very proactive in what is the reason to go 64-bit. There's no reason to go 64-bit. Why would you go 64-bit when in 32-bit you can address 84 gigs of RAM or whatever?
Yeah.
Well, I gotta say, I've kind of turned the leaf on it in the last 8 months or so, to where now all of my systems are running 64-bit, because it seems like more software is just coming out for 64-bit. Now, this thing that Google is doing is, to me, the nail in the coffin. When you cannot get normal standard user software in 32-bit, then to me there is no more reason to go 32-bit. It's like totally gone out the window. So
Yeah.
so I'm no longer the 32-bit elitist screaming why you don't need 64-bit. And I still don't. Most of my computers don't have more than 4 gigs of RAM in them.
But remember, Door, that 64 bits is literally twice as good.
Oh, I know it's twice as much, but let's not go crazy now. Okay, I'm going to bring out one more link just because we are going a little bit longer than I thought we were going to go. And I know you have a lot of stuff going on. I want to bring up this link from Make Tech Easier. Make Tech Easier is one of those sites. To be honest, they do a broad range of stuff. Sometimes they do some really crappy articles, and then sometimes they do some decent articles. This one I thought was pretty decent for one main reason alone. This is called 3 Great Media Center Solutions for Linux. And I stopped and thought, 3? 3? Really? You got 3? Because I can only think of 2. You have Linux MCE Media Center Edition, which is kind of evolving into more of a security camera hub for the Internet of Things kind of thing that I'm pretty sure. You have Cody or XBMC, and then you have Plex. And those are the only 3 I could think of. But Plex is really just through the browser. So, okay, so I start to scroll down, number one in their thing is Cody, formerly XBMC. I'm learning more respect for Cody as time goes on. I will say that. So it is a valid solution. Then when I scroll down, the next one I see I've never heard of, Stermino, Stremio, and I got
Stremio.
Stremio, and I gotta say I think the interface looks dang good. I'm not sure if it's remote controller, big screen friendly because it looks a little bit busy, but it does look really good.
Yeah, no, it looks nice. Reminds me a lot of the PlayStation Store.
Gotcha. Well, I'll take your word on it, sir. Um,
Yep.
but what it does support is things like Hulu, Netflix, Amazon streaming, and things like that, which I don't think everyone does. So that was a good option. And then this last one, OSMC. Never heard of it before.
Mm-mm.
But it's open source media center. The name alone I like. I don't think it supports close to as much as the other two, but at least it's an open solution. So those are three that you can check out. Honestly, Kodi is really popular, tons of plugins. Uh, OSMC is really cool if you want to try to get your open on. But this other one, man, say it again, Streamio.
Stremio.
Yo, this thing looks really polished, really nice. So I
Yeah.
am I am probably going to try to load this on a device and just see how it looks in like in action because I'm really impressed.
Yeah, I keep telling, well, I'm committing this year to doing two things with some SBCs. One, my own cloud server, and I would next show or sometime during February we should speak about your own cloud server once it gets back up and kind of the trials and tribulations you've had, but more so the benefits of it. I think that would be a good, valuable conversation. Maybe in a little bit here, but mainly on the small PC show. But I know I want to set up an own cloud server at home, but I also, I mean, I've been saying this for years. I really want to get a media center set up, and if I can do it with a Banana Pro or a Raspberry Pi 2 or whatever else is around the corner, with something any one of these, I'd probably lean toward Cody, to be honest, for obvious reasons. But
Obvious.
yeah, because thing is here. I haven't paid for actual cable television in I think almost 5 years now.
Hmm, that's good.
Yeah, 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 and I think the main reason I and maybe some of you also maybe put it off for so long was thinking about maybe having to, transcode or rip your DVDs or Blu-rays onto a drive and then have them available. But even get, I mean, and that's certainly still an option for you. That takes time. But having the a lot of the main streaming services that cable cutters would use available through these now with full support, there is no reason not to at least try them, especially since they don't cost any money.
Absolutely. I do think the idea of IPTV or true home theater PC fulfilling a large percentage of the user's needs is actually very possible.
Yeah, yeah, me too. It's just one more step closer to having, that all encompassing media experience throughout the home, whether it be, each room of the house, the kitchen, the garage. Um, I'm creating kind of a workbench out in the garage, and if I can get something like this going and also have access to it out there, I think that would be epic.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
I can use my projector out there and just have
Oh,
it go up against that white wall, dude. Let me tell
that
you.
would definitely be pretty cool.
Hmm. But that's a story for another time. Well, very good. Had a good spread this week.
Oh yeah, hit all kinds of topics.
Yeah, good deal. Cool. So, Door, where can we find you online?
The easiest place is just go to podnutz.com. To be honest, that's the least friction place to go. And I encourage people again, if there's something on the website that you do not see or you expect, and it's just absent or broken, please let me know. It's an ongoing process that I hope to have close to final here in like a month or two. That's the goal.
Very good. Very good. Well, if you want to hit me up at all, best place, honestly, well, if you want to get a quick response, just Cody at Podnutz.com. I answer my email pretty quick now. You can check me out at Twitter, also at Cody Cooper, and on Google Plus. I'm there all the time. But yeah, throw me a message if you like having the show back. Let me know. If you have a request for a topic, let us know. Yeah, if you want to send just an email to the show, please send it to podcast@LinuxForTheRestOfUs.com, and we'll process it there. As Dor mentioned earlier, we really liked hearing that voicemail. If you want to send in anything at all, once again, 7076 Podnut. That is 707-676-3688. Try to keep the message under a minute if you can. If it goes on a minute and a half, 2 minutes, sure. But if it is a longer message, just break it up into a couple. You don't need to keep it under 15 seconds like the one like the one we got this week. But we like to hear from you guys because Dor and I would more than likely just be having these conversations every week anyway, and the fact that people listen to them and get something out of them is great. We love hearing that. So please, if you have a moment, just send us a little blip to let us know that you're all out there, that you're still listening, and what you honestly think about how the show is maturing. We would really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. I had something else. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, also in regards to that correspondence, I'm serious. I think I want to do this 30-day challenge. I know that if I throw the gauntlet down to Door, him being a man, he's gonna take up the challenge as much as he might grit his teeth. But please let me know if you would also be willing to potentially take the challenge, or if you want to devote yourself to trying it for a week, 2 weeks, a day, 5 days, whatever. Let me know what you guys think about trying that, because obviously it's possible. We're not that reliant where our entire way of being would be broken and we wouldn't know what to do. But I think it would be a good experiment, and I'm willing to try new things all the time. So let us know what you think in any correspondence during this month of February, or whenever you're listening to this, as long as we haven't already done it. What you would think about dropping Google services for 30 days. And if you think that you could do it and would be up for the challenge, we'd appreciate that feedback. One last thing, also, please, as always, head over to the Accessible Computing Foundation, to the acf.tk, making technology available to those who would otherwise be left behind, those with disabilities. The ACF, Jonathan Nadeau, great guy, provides a lot of software solutions for people to be assisted in using technology. So if you like that project, like the idea of that, you can actually donate and become a contributor to the ACF for as little as $2 a month, which would go a long way to help them with their overall goal of making sure that technology is available for anyone who wants access to it. And that's all we have for you this week. Thank you very, very much for listening again. Once again, it's great to be back. And it's good to have another show under our belt on our return. And we're heading to 200. And boy, we don't have anything special planned for that yet, but we're going to, because it's about a month away, I promise. And as always, don't ever forget, please, that Linux is not for the rest of us. It is for all of us. Good night.
Okay, stop recording. Recording. File. Save project as. 195, right? 195. No, this is up. File export. Yeah, if you can, just shoot me the link via in Dropbox or whatever.
Yeah, I'm opening Dropbox right now. I'll get it.
Fixed. I have it, the new hard drive. I have it reinstalled. Getting errors. Getting some errors in log file, trying to make heads or tails of what the hell it actually is.
So you literally just think it was a failing drive? It wasn't a software issue?
Before, I do think it was a failing drive, and then when I tried to restore it, certain things didn't get copied over, and it just became like work trying to get it back up and running.
Okay.
I started a fresh install, got the fresh install done. I'm at the final part. Right before at the final login screen, and I'm at the final login screen, and I type in my stuff, and it just doesn't work.
Are you using a 2.5 or a 3.5-inch drive?
2.5 SSD. Josh swears if I use
okay.
the SSD, it's less power intensive, so it should cause less issues.
But how big of an SSD is it though?
240 gig. I don't need a lot of space.
okay.
I never used even 100 gig of the previous drive when I stopped and looked at it.
Yeah.
So I felt better. But yeah, let's not word wrap. Not word wrapping in log files really does help. See, I'll load a different editor then, damn it. I need no word wrapping.
Okay.
Do you hear that beep?
What?
Do you hear a beep?
Do I hear a beep?
Yeah, 3 times, and I just heard it a couple seconds ago. I literally hear a "eh." Don't know what it is. Might be me.
I don't think so.
It's very possible it could be me somehow.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear anything. I will tell you though, I was watching some unboxing video or something on YouTube recently. And are we still streaming?
Yeah, so let me turn it off.
No, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna use any bad language, but uh their smoke alarm was beeping in the background.
Oh,
And
jeez.
it just immediately like that sound is just burrowed into my brain now, and I immediately think of Steve Cherubino
Mhm.
because we had that one person that kept wanting to contribute on different Podnutz shows in different ways, but they always had that going on in the background, and whenever they get called out on it, they're like, "No, I don't know what you're talking about. That's not what's going on." It's like, yes, it is. It's consistent. It's only when you're on the show. It's very obvious. It's a smoke detector. You need to go change the battery. Nah, it's fine.
Yeah, there's no quicker way to drive him crazy than either be late or have something like that happen.
Right.
It is really starting to make me mad. Let me do this.
All right. I got that uploading in Dropbox now. I'm going to send you a link here in a minute before I sign off.
So yeah, now I'm getting only 3 lines in the error message. Port 5000. So it wants to access via port 9000. 5000. This I think is new. So let me go. I'm going to have to open up ports in my router. No, you got to do what you got to do, and you do it, and you don't complain.
Yeah, Black Death. It may have been unboxing porn.
What?
It may have been unboxing porn I was watching. Oh, in the chat,
Oh.
Black Death. When I was talking about the whatever video I was watching, unboxing porn. Yeah.
You definitely worried me when you said that.
Oh, you know what it was? Okay, this is so funny. I think I mentioned this. I mentioned this last week. I was talking to you about a door, but I'm looking to get a jazz drive.
Yeah.
Because I have some discs from my high school days that I want to see what's on them. I have an idea what's on them, but I want to get it. And I was just on YouTube and I saw I'll just search for jazz drive, whatever. And it was some guy that scored a brand new sealed one at a Goodwill for $1.
Wow.
And I thought, you bastard. So I sat there and I was trying to watch it. I was like intrigued because I was like, it's kind of cool to see someone unbox something that's sealed, that's like over 20 years old,
Yeah.
almost. But he had that damn smoke alarm beeping in the background, and I couldn't watch it. That and the fact he kept rambling on about stupid crap. Okay, here's a public service announcement. If you're gonna do an unboxing video, know how to cut tape on a box. There's nothing more frustrating than seeing someone use a steak knife and trying to stab at the tape or rip it. You're obviously pale and not strong whatsoever for a reason. Rely on your intellect. You know how to record video. Get a sharp implement. Know how practice. Tape a box shut. Cut it open. Tape it again. There's nothing more frustrating. And I see this in. I'm serious. It just drives me up the wall. I'm like, how do you not know to cut the tape where the tape is and to make it just drives me out of my mind. Absolutely crazy every time. I'm like, you know what I mean? It's not even a small detail. It's literally the action of the reason you're doing it. You're trying to get to what's inside. I don't. Am I crazy?
No.
Okay.
Those aren't smart.
But yeah, like seeing these guys use, like any, Target bought, just steak knife. It's like, dude, get a box knife. Don't you have a pocket knife? Something, or at least know how to use. Get a key for God's sake. Just puncture, pull, rip, open. Oh wow, yeah. Mm. Rant over. I'm fine.
I might have just figured it out. Let me see if I figured it out. Probably didn't, because that would be far too easy. See, typically, always in Linux, whenever you have a problem, permissions. Typically, always. Does not appear to be permissions issues. So, go back to uncloud. Bang. Populates. And the bad thing is I'm going to have to redo everyone's user credentials.
Well, there aren't that many people you're sharing with right there.
I know.